The Happy Run G70.
Pretty sweet.
It's been a while since I've done a bike video, and the good news is that I just had a bunch of bikes come in, and so we're going to be doing some bike videos coming up. But we're starting with the Happy Run G70 right here. This thing is smoking fast. I did a time lapse of the build. I wanted to share a few things, important keynote. But before I do that, I want to say a huge thank you to Happy Run and the team and everybody there that sent over this awesome bike. I truly appreciate it. There will be a link down in the description below, and there will also be and through the link you guys will get a discount on your purchase of a Happy Run G70. Now I'm going to throw some specs up right now. Y'all feel free to pause the video, read through those specs. They're quite impressive, if I do have to say so myself. A couple that I wanted to touch on, like I said, a riding range of 85 plus miles, speeds up to 28 plus miles an hour. The quickest I got was right at 30. And aside from those things, I want to touch on a few key things on the bike itself and what comes with it before we get to our hunt. The first and probably the most important for me, and I wish that all bike manufacturing companies would take key note of what Happy Run has done here with this seat. Super wide, oversized, big enough for two people, even comes with a backrest. I haven't put it on. I will never have two people riding on this thing more than likely, so I'm just going to leave it off to minimize weight. When you first power this guy up, it is locked out, and in order for you to do anything, make any kind of changes, shift up, do any of that, you have to have your digital key. Once you do that with your digital key, it unlocks the screen. Really neat feature that keeps people from just hopping on this bike and running away with it. Between the digital key and this seat right here, this has me sold on any kind of e-bike that I would ever purchase for myself. Big front LED light, 48 volt battery. You'll have to excuse the construction going on in the background, but since I'm talking about the battery, here's something that I think is super awesome, and again, another one of those things that all e-bike manufacturing companies should take note of coming from Happy Run. They sent 2 batteries, they sent 2 chargers, and the majority of the bike was put together as I took it out of the box. So there was minimal building. It took me 45 minutes, and that included, well, I didn't put air in the tires. I ended up putting air in the tires, but right at 45 minutes, even with putting air in the tires, put the steering wheel on, I didn't have to put the seat on. All I had to do for the front tire is set it in the spokes, or I mean in the yoke, or whatever you want to call it, bolt that down, put the pedals on, and then I did go ahead and put these on just so I wouldn't lose them. This is for a rear passenger or second passenger. If you got somebody sitting there, they got some foot pegs, a place to put their feet. Talk about a sharp, good looking bike though. Adjustable shocks up here at the front. I know I've done a lot of these bikes before in the past, but this hands down is the most comfortable ride of any e-bike that I've ever had, and smoking fast. I'm really impressed with the overall look. It's almost got like a dirt bike look to it, which I think the seat has a lot to do with that, but it is sharp. It is a really nice bike. And again, there will be a link down in the description below. You guys can go check it out. It stops when you want to stop, shifting through the gears while moving, super smooth. Taking off in first gear with nothing but the throttle, I feel comfortable. I don't feel like it's trying to throw me off. Some of these bikes that I've reviewed and tested in the past, when you're in first gear, sometimes they lurch too much on takeoff, and it's rough, makes it tough to get your balance and keep moving. And then some of them are just too slow, and then you have the same problem while you're trying to take off. Just a little too slow, hard to get your balance. This Happy Run G70 is the perfect mix of good, smooth, slow takeoff, not too fast, not too slow, and it just makes it a really enjoyable bike to ride. I've put about 2.5 miles on this thing now since I've put it all together, and I just flat out really enjoyed it and loved it. So we gotta pack this thing up. Almost thinking I'm gonna be late to the stand, so we're gonna have to make this quick and short. I'm hoping the pigs don't beat us to the stand. We gotta roll quick. I'm gonna get this thing loaded up in the truck, and we're gonna head to the lease and see if we can't get on a pig. I'm excited. Here we go. I've been absolutely getting my butt handed to me. I feel like, anyway. It's like 101. Miserable hot. I've been perched up right over there in the shade, and that hog that I just got an arrow in, he came in right over here. So what I did, perched up over here, is I went all the way around the stock tank and came all the way up to where he was at right here. By the time I get up here, he was on this side. I see him bedded in the water. I think, well, I'm gonna make my play. And I do. And I start coming around up the top side right here. And I literally get right up in there. And he's bedded down right here. Mind you, he started over there. And then, of course, I told you I went all the way around. Well, when I get to here, I was thinking I was close to him. I look across and he's over here. So, as I was saying, I get to up here, trying to take the higher ground, getting above him so I can work my way right across here and get an arrow in him. And while I'm up there, he's also up here. I don't know how he made it 60, 70 yards as quickly as he did, but he did. He grunted, growled at me, took off. Like, well, that's great. So I decided I'm gonna go back to my hidey hole over there, and the wind's blowing directly across this tank. And so I perched up over there because I'm down at the far end of it, and all these hogs are coming from this side up here, coming down into the water. So I figured if I'm down on that end, they don't come from that end usually, and I'll be able to make a play. Of course, I have to take the long way around to get the wind in my face, but I was all right with that. I got plenty of water. After he busts me, I decide, like I said, I'm gonna go back to my hidey hole. I go post back up in there, and not 10 minutes later, here he comes right back down the hill and gets in the water and beds off right here. You can see in all the mud. So I'm contemplating to myself, do I take 10, 15 minutes to walk all the way back around the tank, or do I take the short route, which kind of got a sketchy wind, and see if I can pull it off? And I ended up going across the water right there, getting on the island, and basically on my hands and knees, getting all the way to the very end of the island. Made it a 61-yard shot. And at first, watching the video back, it looked like I hit the water right in front of him. But turns out, as I get here, we've got what looks to be a really good hit. And there's a piece of my arrow right there. See if I can get it without, oh boy, sinking. Oh yeah. I feel like I hit bone because it was a really loud pop, but I'm not 100% certain. And of course I don't have any way of knowing or being able to tell exactly what happened, but the old blood sport. It's 102 degrees, so these hogs really don't have much choice but to come to water, especially in the middle of the day. There's not as many hogs coming in here as I was thinking that there was going to be, but I think it's going to be more of a later in the afternoon. It's almost 2 o'clock right now. I think it'll probably be more like 3 or 4 o'clock. The bigger groups will probably start showing up, but it's been, I don't know, roughly 10 minutes since I stuck that hog. I'm just going to kind of run up this hillside really quick and see if I can pick up on any more red stuff. And if I do, I'll follow it up to the top, and then I'll give him just a little while longer and see what he does. But I don't want to disturb this area a whole lot, because I'm planning on hunting it again this evening. But we're gonna have to go get the e-bike and go get our hog. So gonna do just some short track and trailing real quick. I'm not gonna go too terribly far. Like I said, it's only been about 10 minutes. So anyway, here we go. We'll see what we find. Starting out looks phenomenal. Hope it stays that way. Hope I got something vital, and it sounded like I got on some bone pretty good, and being that this didn't stay in is kind of concerning. So anyway, we'll see what we come up with. In the first 5 yards, it's basically continuing to stay the same. It's pretty sweet right there. It's hard to see in this red dirt, but so far we're looking good. And like I said, we're only about maybe 5-10 yards in, so let's see what else we can come up with. Yeah, straight getting it. Here's a size 10.5 boot. I'm at the top of the hill. Continues on steady there. Take it he's probably in there. But being as big as he is, and me not being 100% certain where I got him, I'm gonna go get the e-bike. It's about 150 yards away. I got it parked over here, the Happy Run, and then we'll come cruising back up here. It's 61 yard shot in between 2 mesquite trees, and I pulled it off. I don't know how, with a 15-mile-an-hour wind, crosswind at that, but it worked. That's all I can say. I have used this broadhead several years ago. My buddy Kyle, the Texoma bow hunter on YouTube, if you guys want to go check him out, he is actually the one that turned me on to this broadhead, and I used it on about a medium-sized hog. That one that I just stuck is probably close to 200 pounds, and then I think I took a whitetail or two with this thing. I didn't fall in love with it, but I wasn't disappointed with it either. And ever since all that took place probably 3 or 4 years ago, I wanted to use this head on a bigger hog. Thank you, Jesus. I thought I missed. I really did. But what it ended up being is the half of this arrow bouncing back. I don't know how it managed to do what it did. I know I hit something solid, obviously, because you can hear it in the video. And these blades are still pretty stupid sharp, which is impressive. So anyway, let's go get the bike, and then let's go find our pig. This e-bike is perfect for this situation, because I don't want to drive the high rack back here and disturb this area. I'm going to hunt here this evening, here in about the next hour and a half or so. So the e-bike's perfect for me to just slip in here, very quietly look, and turn around and get out. One of the lovely things about West Texas, that right there. I had a black bike, but it is very much orangish red at this point. I would like to know how in the world that happened. Look at this. I mean, just phenomenal, but how did it's opposite. Weird. Unless I got a pass through, maybe, I don't know. Well, once we find him, I'll know. But that's obviously a really good sign right there. I'm glad I found it and got my super expensive junky nocturnal knockback. But this is just really surprising. Normally it's the other way around. Anyway, pretty sweet. I know it's probably really hard for you guys to see, but this is magnificent. There's the water right over there, I'm probably 100 yards from where I stuck him, give or take, and I'm just super impressed with the BT. Kind of thinking it might have been more, I might have been a little to the left and caught the jug or something, but this is flat out impressive. I guess that's probably what happened. Just jug, and then that's why I got the pass-through arrow stuck in the mud as he jumped up, broke the arrow in half. So that would kind of explain the really good BT as well, but that's just my guess. I haven't found him yet. We're gonna find that out whenever we do get to him. But it's just been steady, just big steady spots. Anyway, I'll quit blabbing, let's keep moving. Flat out insanity. Crazy. Look what we got. Of course, in the tallest stuff imaginable. Hey pig. Look at him. Right in the thick of the cactus. Insane. Hey pig. Just what I suspected. That's why my arrow broke. A solid 200 pounds or so. 180. Heck yeah. Thank you, Lord. Well, talk about a good confidence booster for yourself. That right there is exactly where I was holding. That's all I had in between a couple of mesquites off in the water. But man, it came out this direction. You can see the exit over there on the other side. I know it's stupid miserable hot in Texas in the middle of August, but man, it is so much fun getting on these pigs on water in the middle of the day. The Gravedigger did exactly how its name was designed. As the crow flies, I think this hog ran close to 200 yards, which really kind of surprised me with as much red stuff as I was seeing. I think this is my second or maybe third confirmed with the new Easton Axis long range, and I'm super pleased and I'm super thankful that the good Lord gave me a second chance at this guy, because a lot of times when they blow at you or grunt, growl, and take off running like he did to me earlier this afternoon, a lot of times you don't get a second chance at them. So I was glad to see him come back down the hill. Being as hot as it is right now, they can't get too far away from water. They gotta have a source to cool off and to drink, and so that's what makes this spot over here so much fun and so cool, is it's one of the only big water sources in the area. With all the cactus and mesquite and everything else, I wasn't going to try to run the bike through all this stuff, and I know that it likely wouldn't pull this big guy, but the Happy Run e-bike got me in close, got me here quietly, and so I want to say a huge thank you to them once again. If you guys are interested in this particular e-bike, there will be a link down in the description below. Y'all can go check it out for yourselves. If you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did, y'all be sure that you hit the subscribe button, leave me a thumbs up, and let me know about it down in the comment section below. If y'all have any experience with the blood sports, Gravediggers, y'all let me know down in the comment section. I'm very pleased with how it performed this afternoon, and it's sharp enough to slap on a new arrow and get after it again. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all are awesome, and I'll see you in just a few days.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon.